I'm in Banana Republic now. Let's take a look. So far the deals look pretty good. This is where the magic happens. Clearance aisle. Off the cuff, I don't think there's anything here I really want. Just t-shirts. Since we're coming out of winter, it's interesting to see t-shirts instead of winter wear here. But yeah, this is usually where you find the biggest deals because it's clearance on clearance, and as long as you make sure it fits right and the colors aren't wacky and it's a versatile color palette and piece, you can wear this and it will look super stylish for years to come if you find something good. So since I know Banana Republic prices so well, this is a pretty good deal. It's 30 bucks, and supposedly with that 50% clearance off this one, it would come down to 15. Unless this is already discounted, which would make it an okay deal. But if it was discounted even further to 15, this would be a stellar deal, because most things you won't get a cardigan here for 15 bucks. That's just not a Banana Republic thing. The cardigans are upwards of 100 bucks, even with discounts applied. The reason I'm not buying this is because I already bought a cardigan. Check out my $400 Banana Republic cardigan review video. Alright, so here I am, and here's my opinion on Banana Republic factory stuff. There's some good stuff and there's some bad stuff. Let me break it down for you. Okay, in terms of bad stuff, most of the stuff in here is about the same price as what you'll find in a typical Banana Republic store. However, there are certain things in the clearance section, and certain garments that are cheaper. I'm very well familiar with Banana Republic clothing levels and prices, and when it comes to the chinos, they are cheaper here. So usually they cost, Banana Republic has a year-long 40% off discount you can always apply, and before the discount the chinos are 80 bucks, so that comes out to around 50 bucks after the discount. They have chinos here, same type of brand, same fit, same styles, for 30 bucks, 30. So I'm going to try these on. Banana Republic chinos tend to run a bit slimmer, which is not good for athletic people who do a lot of squats or deadlifts. But I'm still in the beginning stages of my fitness. We'll see if they fit. I have a feeling they will still fit. I chose the style, I think it was the Emerson stretch, that will most likely still fit. So let's try them on. Well, there it is. These are the Emerson stretch chinos. I chose the smallest size that they had, 30 by 30. I'm actually a 29 by 29, but this will do. They didn't have as many sizing choices as I would have liked, but they did have a decent amount of colors available. I also wanted to try the gray, but they didn't have it in this size. So this is more of a brownish, blackish, tannish color. It's more on the matted dark side. In terms of fit, I have to do this standard Aaron Merino stretch test. These are mainly for jeans. They help break up the fibers when you squat here and bounce around. So with chinos, they're much more smoother and sleeker, and they're not really made with all these dense fibers like denim is. So it's not as much of an issue to do this with this, because it will just naturally stretch, especially when it's a stretch chino, not just a regular chino, but a stretch chino where the quality of the wool is designed to stretch with you. But for me, I'm looking at a few areas. The bottom here, it's flaring out a little bit. The bottom is a bit too wide for my liking. Not excessively, but you can kind of tell it does flare out a little bit, which I can't say I like too much. The color, I like it. I've been using Ashley Weston's chino style article to decide on colors. She recommends your first two chinos to be a sand color, which is a lighter khaki, and a navy blue, but not too navy that it looks so black that it's black, because if you wear black chinos it just makes you look like a waiter. So these are more for casual wear, that is slightly elevated in terms of formality. So when you don't want to wear jeans and you don't want to wear dress pants, this is great. I love that it's not pleated, so it doesn't look too weird or formalized. I think this is pretty good. I mean, in terms of butt fit, you can tell there's a bit of space here, and with almost all Banana Republic chinos, they intentionally make it so that the thighs are pretty tight, because I guess most men who shop here have tight thighs and they don't really squat enough. As you guys know, if you've been watching my vlogs, I do squat and deadlift fairly often, and so there's what you want to have is not above 2 inches and nothing less than ½ an inch. And what I see here with I'm pinched around my thighs is about 1 inch, which is perfect. Sometimes my right thigh is less for some reason. I'm assuming that means I work out my right thigh more than my left, but I'm seeing about a 1/4 inch to a ½ inch here, which is still doable. So the thighs are good. There's still in terms of like style, we want a bit more tight here to accentuate the butt. There's a bit more loose feel to it than I would like, because it kind of just bags down here. So that's not too great. But generally speaking, they end where they're supposed to end, at the bottom of my ankle, and they start where they're supposed to start, where my hip bone is. So in both of those cases, they check out. I'm just kind of looking at the minutia and thinking it over, but overall I think these are pretty good chinos to go for. I might actually switch from the Emerson fit to the Aiden fit, which has a slimmer leg opening at the bottom. Here's the same exact chino, same size, but navy blue. Now if you look at it from afar, you squint your eyes, they look almost black, and they also kind of look like jeans or maybe some tight sweatpants. So that's one thing I don't like about these. As far as navy blue goes though, as a color, is one of the most versatile colors men can wear out there, which is why Ashley Weston and other YouTubers recommend it so much. Let's look at it from the side again. We're seeing a very similar type of dropping and excess butt room. Maybe I just need to do more hip thrust at the gym, but it's pretty much the same fit. The color makes it less accentuated because it kind of hides it, since everything's kind of dark, but they also kind of have some excess room here. The leg parting is a little bit less for some reason. I don't know if that's because of the perceived lighting and the color, but it should be the exact same since it's the same size and fit. We're going to do the Alpha M Aaron Merino squat for these. Again, this is one of those that you don't necessarily need to do with chinos. It's more for jeans, but it's still very it helps you to see, like, does this stretch, does this still fit you well here, or is it so tight that you can't bend down? I prefer the khakis. Generally speaking, if it's your first chino purchase, go with any type of khaki or sand first. They're the most versatile and most recognizable chino, and then try navy blue, but not as navy blue as this. I think this is too dark and just kind of becomes a bit indistinguishable from yoga pants or jeans, or just a pair of like black tuxedo pants from afar. Having said that, chinos in general are just more breathable. more awesome, really. They let you wear something casual, but also allow you to dress it up. And that's another reason why we should start with khaki first before you move on to other crazy colors like red or pink for your chinos. I'm back again with two more chinos, a olive color and a gray color. The difference this time is the fit. So this time we're doing the Aiden and Fulton fit. The difference all has to do with the leg opening. The Aiden has a slightly thinner leg opening, and the Fulton has the thinnest, smallest leg opening. Let's try it out. This is the Aiden fit olive color. First and foremost, I feel it tighter in my thighs, slightly for some reason. When I pull and try and get some space, I'm getting nothing more than a 1/4 inch, if anything, on my left thigh, and a 1/4 inch on my right thigh. So it's definitely tighter here. It's not just the leg openings, but the thighs as well that they're reducing. So Aiden is likely the lowest I would want to go with this. As far as leg openings, look at that. Much cleaner, much closer to where my ankle actually ends. So in terms of that, fantastic. It ends where my leg ends, and it starts where the pants should start, around my hip crease. As far as the color, I just wanted to test out something new, just to showcase olive, which would be the third color recommended that you go for with the chino. Olive is very versatile and works really well. Makes you look really cool, especially for certain women when they do it with yoga pants. So in terms of olive though, I think it's a pretty versatile color. I would choose this over that navy blue color that I mentioned earlier. As far as the butt accentuation or just general feel here, it's a lot better here. You can see there's less gapping here and less gapping up here. The butt, as you can see, is just much more fuller. That's the difference between fits. And it's simply because there's less room here, so it doesn't bag as much. The one thing I don't like about it is how skin tight the thighs are. There's literally barely any room here for the thighs. Is it still breathable? Let's do the Aaron Moreno test. I can still squat down with relatively little discomfort. I do feel it a little bit tighter here. It's a toss-up. Should I go with these that are maybe too tight and will get tighter as I get gains from squatting more, or do I go with the looser one that has a crazier leg opening? Now, does leg opening matter that much? It does and it doesn't. If you have a really billowy leg opening, it can really make your legs look really skinny or weak because it's so baggy. And then when you pair it with the right shoe, so let's use this Desert Chukka boot as an example. Look at that. When it's right on par or close to on par, there's still a bit of room here, still a bit of an excess here, but when it's relatively on par with the shoe, you just get that clean athletic look. When it billows out too much, it can just look weird, like it doesn't fit you. So that's it. I think these are close to as perfect as we can get. I'm even considering getting the olive color here over the khaki, but take a look closely at this fabric. I don't think you can tell, but it's not smooth olive. It's more of a dotted olive. The fabric for this is kind of weird. It does make it look a little bit strange, but in general, I mean, just look at what olive does in terms of versatility of this outfit. It makes it so transferable. it makes the rest of your outfit pop. So think about it. If you're thinking of a color other than khaki or sand, olive. And finally we have the Fulton chinos, just to give you a sense of what something that does not fit and is way too skinny or small for you looks like. This would be it. First off, I cannot even zip this up all the way, even though it's a 30 by 30, just like my other fits. Second off, the thighs are so tight that once I pull, I can't get any loose fabric on either side. Occupied. Leg opening is not bad. There's still a bit of excess here with the leg opening, but that's not a big deal. But it is exceptionally tight. Like, I cannot really stretch down to, well, I can, but it's just, you can feel it. So in terms of butt accentuation though, somehow it still bags here. So it's like, somehow, I mean, it's okay. It's tight, but too tight. And you can see this here, look at this bunching. There's like certain ripples where it's loose, and then, but generally speaking, it's like super tight. It's too tight here, a bit too loose here, a bit too loose here, too tight here, tight here. As far as color goes, not bad. This is a very light gray. It's pretty formal. I would say it's a bit too light of a gray for my taste. If it's too light, it's not as versatile. It just looks like white, which is not bad, but it can give the impression that you're trying to wear dress pants without actually wearing dress pants, which just makes it look like low quality dress pants. So keep it to khaki, olive, and then tack on the navy blues, the reds, the crazy colors that work with your skin palette. Alright, so I'm heading out of the Banana Republic factory store, and another pro tip for you is to check for discounts online before you purchase. If you're going to purchase something anyways, check for discounts, sign up for their email newsletter. I was already signed up for their email newsletter, so I went through on my phone and found the biggest coupon code I could. There's a few different ones. Some were an additional 15% off, some were 10% off. I ended up deciding between one that was 25% off, which was a pretty good deal on top of the already pretty cheap $30 chinos. So I got them for 23 bucks at the end of the day. I also, on the spot, while I was waiting in line, I signed up for their mobile rewards program through text messages, and I basically they basically will do this spin to win system where every day you can spin and they'll give you a random discount code, and unfortunately I only got the 15% off code, but that's something you could try every day to get more discounts. So there are fake discounts and real discounts, and a good way to tell is by brand. If it's a good recognizable brand that's known throughout the years for high quality fabric and they barely discount prices, you can probably guess that that's a real discount, especially if you compare the quality of that to other stuff.